What's up, everybody, and welcome to Chewed Up and Spit Out. As always, I'm just Dusty.
And I'm still Jeff.
And sitting with us today, we have a very special guest.
I go by Conrad, but you can call me whatever you like.
Now that's the good kind of vibe to bring.
It's kind of open-ended, though. I mean,
Yeah, you are talking to the internet. They've come up with some pretty creative things to call people.
that's a fact. And I think a few episodes ago we were talking about like how Sugar Britches got his name, and he said the same thing, like, call me whatever you like. And all of a sudden, like his tag
all of
was
a sudden, you're
Britches.
Sugar Britches for the next 14 years.
Honestly, it could have been worse.
Yeah.
It probably will be by the time we're done with that. No, like good to have you, Conrad. Like thanks for like coming out and like, hanging out. You know.
Yeah, it's great to be here. I heard that you did this, and it's nice to, I don't know, hang out.
Yeah, for sure. It's,
Yeah,
you know,
great to have you.
Besides being a very dapper dressed fellow,
That we had to fire up the cameras for this. If you're not watching it on YouTube or something, this is our best dressed guest by far. By far.
Oh, thank you.
We get people showing up in PJs sometimes. I'm here in sweatpants and an old hoodie.
put the camera up here, all right?
My eyes.
But I also do know, like, you spend some pretty quality time, like, in the back of the house, like, rocking and rolling, like, slaying, you know, the jobs as they come along. Have you put, like, much front of the house time?
You know, a little bit, not quite as much as I'd like at this point in my life. My first restaurant job, I started out as a barback at the Strader Hotel here.
Yeah.
And working with the cooks as an expo there, I thought cooks were dope, so I went to be a cook. That said, I think that might have been a mistake because, like,
all the other guys still look happy.
No shit. I mean, like, just naturally dressing as dapper as you do dress, like on a daily, you know. I've noticed this about you, like, since I met you. You don't want to work in the front of the house? I mean,
I can't be drunk enough front of house that I can easily talk to people. You know, gotta like find that happy medium. And I don't know, I think it's a lot easier to maintain a back of house, at least for like my habits.
yeah, I heard that. I mean, you could write a specific line in the back of the house, but like when it goes to, like the front of the house,
You got to be presentable and shit.
Yeah. Well,
like people
obviously-
expect you to shave occasionally and like shower and
not scratch your ass.
yeah. Like, what do you mean I can't scratch my balls in the middle of this conversation? You were asking a table of old ladies what they want for dessert. Well, I'm trying to get a big tip.
Well, I don't know, like front of the house, you might be able to like scratch your balls and try to upsell wine at the same time and see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it depends on the table for sure.
Heard that.
Could you imagine that though? Especially if it's just like, you know, say like a awesome fucking wine connoisseur or a sommelier, but they're just like the trashiest white trash person imaginable, but they're just at the fancy restaurants because they got the knowledge, you know. Well, you see the thing right there is that's a 31 vintage. That's gonna hit you real nice on the way down. Can you change out of the dirty white wife beater? Nope.
Was it like becoming a sommelier is like an active anti-establishment?
Yeah. I'm a sommelier.
But I'm a piece of shit. You don't want me here, but I'm here.
I'm here. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm being paid for my opinion and occasionally my advice.
I think being a sommelier is like winning in alcoholism. It's like how you win that game. Like, ding, 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 you officially won alcoholism. Come on down. You get to be a sommelier.
Okay, no, that totally makes sense. Like, it's like the fine line there, like when people start paying you to drink.
Yeah,
Is that when
yeah.
you're like successful alcoholic?
Yeah. Just come in here, drink, and then talk to me like I'm a complete piece of shit that doesn't know anything about what I'm drinking.
And once a week, drop some advice.
Drop some
Yeah.
advice. Yeah. You need something more earthy.
Doesn't even have to be relevant to the restaurant, just some advice.
Exactly.
Yeah, could be life advice. Yeah, something you read in a fortune cookie. Yeah.
These sour grapes were not sour enough.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, like maybe I should start thinking about like changing my careers because I think I still do have a palate, to be quite honest. And you know, I've drinking a fucking few like Olympic-sized swimming pools of both wine, liquor, and beers. So
Yeah.
there's some experience down there. However, like when it comes down to it, like how can I get like an entry level job at this? Because I've been entered into this for like the last 25, 28 years, whatever, you know?
I think you have to go to France or at least pretend you went to France.
So falsify a fucking plane ticket.
It
All right.
involves just convincing
Easy.
someone that you're a better person than them because of French knowledge. And I think if you walk into sommelier camp or whatever, they just have a guy standing there that knows nothing. And you just have to make him cry. And once he cries, they're like, "You're a sommelier now. Go get drunk on the clock."
Well, maybe. I'm kind of thinking about like
This guy wants to open a wine bar. You've got to make him feel like shit till he cries.
God, I'm
And
gonna,
then he has to come back and buy from you.
And then he has to come back and buy from you. That's the real, yeah.
holy shit. There's like the hook, line, sinker right there.
I want to be a food version of a sommelier, like a chicken wing sommelier. I come to your restaurant, I eat your chicken wings, I tell you what I think about them, and probably tell you you ate shit, and then I leave and you pay me for it. Good money.
Oh, geez.
You put it on your menu. The chicken wings sommelier said this one isn't as shitty as the rest.
All right, so let me ask, like, do you get paid more if you like it less? Like, is it like an inverted scale?
I feel
Oh,
like that's
shit.
how those rackets run. Like, I don't think anyone has ever made it successful in any of those games by just being like, "No, this is great.
Yeah, you guys
It's
are
all
killing
great.
it.
You know, it's not what I thought it was going to be, but I see what you're trying to do, man, and just keep up the good work." It's like, "No, fuck you. You're not a sommelier anymore. Go sell wine." Yeah.
Jeez.
To be a sommelier, you have to just rip on everyone. "Oh, this is all right, you know, for a toddler to drink." In Italy, where I've been, have you been to Italy? I didn't think so. You're not a worldly person. Pay me.
Well, maybe expand your palate a little bit with a Mad Dog 2020 grape, you know? And then
I'm
like,
a 40 sommelier. See, the way the old English tickles the back of the tongue lets you know you're gonna get fucked up tonight.
yeah, the fact
The taste changed ever since they started bottling it in plastic.
Yeah.
oh man.
Yeah. And so did funny street fight videos. It's just all blooper reels now. No one's getting 40s broken on their head. It's just thonk. The thonk. The thonk.
You can't particularly truly enjoy like this 8-ball of Old English unless it's duct taped to your hand.
It is the only beverage that the game created, that people created to drink it. Was you have to force yourself to drink this
Before you could take a leak.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a good thought. I didn't think about that.
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, all the other games are like, let's play a thing and have fun. You know, Edward 40 Hands is just like, no, you've been captured by the dude from Saw, and he wants you to drink 2 Old Englishes. You can either drink them or gnaw your fucking arm off.
God damn.
Yay, so fun! Yeah.
Yeah, perhaps true. Perhaps true. I mean,
Next game is gin and tonic waterboarding.
I don't know.
Oh, kids, don't try that at home.
All right, another episode that's not particularly meant for the under 14-year-old people.
I thought Bush said waterboarding was fine.
Yeah. If it's good for adults, it's good for minors.
Kids, yeah.
The gin and tonic idea, though, like
Yeah, gin and tonic waterboarding.
Oh, that's why it's. Oh, it's not because of the waterboarding. It's because of the alcohol.
It's because of the alcohol.
okay. Yeah,
It's interesting how the world of censorship works. Yeah, we can talk about waterboarding for hours. No, the second we say like gin and tonic, no, that's for adults. They just endorse drinking after that hour-long rant about waterboarding.
If I got waterboarded, I'd fucking drink afterwards.
Yeah.
yeah, once I got my breath back. First things first here.
That would be the worst drinking game ever.
Oh my God.
It's like, let's play a
No,
drinking game. It's like keg standing. Throw the towel on his face. Pour a bucket of
First
beer
person
on
to
it.
tap out us to drink. Like,
Oh yeah.
Okay, I absolutely abhor
And
this
they're pouring
idea.
beer on you the whole time. So anything that gets through, you're drinking.
At least like the beer has like the bubbles in it to where you might be able to get your breath back in theory.
but it's carbon dioxide.
Oh, so it's like sitting in like your garage with like your fucking car running, basically.
Oh, that's
But
monoxide.
a little less resolute.
Yeah. That's
Well-
just good old fashioned fun. I mean, it's just a beer bong taken to the next extreme.
Well, okay, there's probably that.
There's probably that.
But if we go back to like the whole like fucking waterboarding, like no gin and tonics, all right?
That would be the worst thing. Oh yeah, that would be one of the worst things to get waterboarded with.
If we're gonna go for it, let's go for it. Like
Whiskey boarding.
no, Long Island boarding.
Long Island.
I mean, I want like all the bottles of all the alcohols being poured down. We're like, what, they're trying to down me. So, I mean, we're not going to like pussyfoot around like gin and tonics, okay?
Well, you start slow, right? You build up the proof. As the,
Yeah. In my world, like that slow start is like before like the first drops start hitting my face. Like there's like that really important like 1 second you have before like you're just getting showered like Long Island's on, you know? That's how I'll call it slow.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
Is it still torture at this point? Though?
Yeah, I think a form of it equal to Edward 40 hands, I would say. As long as no one's holding you down, but someone is holding your legs. Because there's always got to be someone holding your legs.
Wait, for Edward 40 hands or waterboarding?
Both. Yeah.
my
We
God.
played hardcore back in the day. Chain his leg to the toilet and throw a hacksaw.
What the fuck, man? Seriously.
Wait, is that not how you guys played Edward 40 hands?
No, not at all. Like not even a little bit.
You know, I'm ashamed to admit I've never played it.
No. Yeah, you dodged a bullet.
Yep. Sure did.
Am I past the age where it's safe?
I mean, yeah. I think you hit a certain point of realization in life when it just comes to the fact of like, one, I got to be pretty hard up if I'm drinking a 40.
Well,
Or it's got to be a mood. But then that mood's already a mood, so chances are, it's not like I'm not going to want to just strap them to my hands and drink them all warm and especially if you're going back, you're going back to a 40 and you haven't drank a 40 in a while, then you definitely wouldn't want to play it because then you get strapped up, and I'm speaking from experience. You get strapped up and instantly realize how less good 40s are now in adult life. And then you have a lot of them left to drink. It's like, well, fuck.
at least they were cheap.
At least they were cheap.
Yeah. The fucking joke about the matter, like playing Edward 40 hands, is when you finally you win, you got victory, and you're trying to reach in your pocket for a fucking pocket knife to cut off the duct tape that's attaching your 40s to both your hands. That's when you realize, like, yeah, I'm just kind of fucked.
Yeah. I'm stuck here. There's no end to this game.
You're supposed to just smash
You're
them.
supposed to smash him. Or you hit the guy who has the most left in his 40s with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Now-
Is that how you guys used to play them? That me neither, but it'd be cool if we did.
Jesus fucking Christ, Dusty.
Yeah. So it's two people. At this point, I've elevated the game of Edward 40 hands to two people chained to a toilet with a hacksaw on the ground, fighting with 40s after they drink them. That is horrific.
Well, I'd like to make it a point to be said that thank fucking God, Old English is not sold by the 40s or like the court styles in this goddamn time we live in. Otherwise, this episode would get a lot more interesting, I'm sure.
Yeah, they do.
No, wait, no. Conrad,
I'm sure they do.
this is not where you chime up and you try to prove me wrong.
Oh.
And like saying like we can go do this right now. Like, you got some duct tape?
Well, see, no, we're going to have to find out with that.
Oh, no.
I'm sure there's 40s somewhere.
Yeah, they sell them in Animus Wine and Spirits, Walmart.
Like the oldie, like the old malt liquor
Actually
one.
still in glass, if I recall. Last time I was there.
Yeah.
Fuck, do they DoorDash it?
You can always ask.
Oh, Jesus. Don't do that. I'm a DoorDasher now. You put in a DoorDash, all of a sudden I just pick up my phone like, okay, I'll be right back, folks. Yeah.
Slow night, maybe like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually sounds like, something to put on the checklist. Might as well play that once.
Yeah. I mean, there's better drinking games.
Well, without a doubt.
Yeah,
But-
there's better drinking games. I think growing older, my favorite game to play was the game Casually Drink the Beer.
Oh, and every time you haven't drank in a while, you have to drink.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And every time also there's the other side
Is that
rule.
what we're doing right
of
now?
Every time you feel thirsty, you also have to drink.
Oh, do you play with that rule too?
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
Yeah. Or anytime you pretty much feel like it, you have to drink.
Okay.
It's an awesome game because it's like the solitaire of drinking too. You can play it alone, but it's way more sad when you play it alone. But
Yeah, well, it only ends sad.
it only ends sad. Wait.
What, have you guys never won solitaire?
Yeah. No. There is no end. How many cards are there anyway? Like 1 million? Jesus.
Man, imagine combine a solitaire with a never-ending story. It's kind of like the same thing if I think about it.
It's just call it the monologue.
Yeah.
With no period. Jesus, you just can't stop talking or flipping cards as far as you go for the rest of
The
whatever.
rest of eternity. Yeah. You got to be talking while you're eating, playing cards while you're on the toilet. You'd have
Just-
to have one of those old school little lap trays that they used to have back in the day. Where people would walk around and cigars, cigarettes. It's one of those where you're just always playing cards on it.
I was thinking about brushing my teeth and playing cards at the same time. Oh my god, what
And talking.
Is that kind of like a tummy head thing?
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah, and you've got to be talking while
Just end up choking.
yeah. That lasted until the first time he brushed his teeth.
Jesus, next time I go back to the womb room in the mornings, let's just up the ante and have it in the shower at the same fucking time. I mean, let's not lowball this
You're
whole
gonna
fucking
need
thing.
plastic cards, man. You don't want to take regular old playing cards in the shower. It's gonna get nar.
As long as I have my arm floaties on, I think I'll be fine.
I don't see how that's relevant, but
Well,
it works. It works.
You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, man. You don't know you need it until you absolutely need it.
I'm just gonna get you a neck floaty.
A neck floaty. Yeah.
Just like a big ruffle.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I know how this whole fucking thing goes. It starts with the neck floaties and it goes to the straight jacket. I mean,
You could use an
Then
inflatable life jacket,
BDSM.
and we might as well make it straight while we're at it.
fuck Christ.
It's the life jacket. You put it on, and you're like, yeah. And then you pull the thing on the back, it inflates, and your arms get locked up. Aw. Now you can float.
That's almost sort of like an avalanche recovery. kit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, just
I've seen
poof
those.
everything
Yeah,
out.
those poof bubble
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, man. I've read some stories about some avalanche survivors, and props to those guys because that shit ain't no fucking
Yeah,
joke,
fuck
you know?
that,
Props
man.
Yeah. And
I-
gals too. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
The thing is, one of the most compelling stories I read was something about this guy got wrapped up in an avalanche, tumbled for a long fucking time, just wrapped in this fucking tsunami of snow, basically. And whenever he stopped moving, he started getting really fucking cold. But he knows his snot or maybe a mouth spittle was going one direction.
Yep.
And so like it was like going up his fucking, up his face, like towards his eyebrow. It's like, okay, that's obviously down there. So I just need to counteract like my pointed direction according to this. And like by slowly, like just making like little mouth pockets of air, and then eventually getting like more like a fucking bigger like pockets of air, like digging that shit out. He's able like to eventually turn himself around and like get to the top of the fucking avalanche, which was a solid like fucking climb though. It was like 6 feet at least, like probably like up to like 8 or something like that. But
Fuck that. No,
Yeah, I know.
that's crazy.
It's not like avalanche snow is like loose, It's like extremely dense and heavy. Like,
Yeah.
it fucking hits you like a fucking frozen tidal wave.
Yeah. Yeah. Frozen tidal wave.
yeah, not that I'm speaking from experience, but that's what I hear.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I don't want to fuck with an avalanche personally. Yeah.
No, it's that's for like outside sport people,
Yeah.
I mean, you have fun like outside. You have fun like with the snow and the fucking sun and the fucking weather and like all that outside bullshit.
Yeah.
I stay indoors.
I
Come at
still
me at
think you need a
darts.
life jacket just in case.
True. I can't quite say no to that one.
Yeah, just in case. You never know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
I do think that is one thing, though, with those jackets, like the avalanche jacket, poofy bubble things, is I think we haven't used bubble technology like that enough yet. Like, I feel like that should just be, everyone should have little bubble shit that you wear. It's just all the time. Like, it's built into every hoodie. So, like, you slip and fall in a rainstorm. It's just like,
Yeah, okay.
ah,
Like a
that
reverse
was fun.
airbag.
Yeah, like a reverse airbag. Yeah.
Okay.
It might have saved me some seriously disfiguring facial scars.
Yeah, exactly. And think about how good it could be, too, if you made them good enough where you could take, like, jumping out of a plane.
Oh,
Be that kind of a bubble? Everyone who goes on a plane gets a neck pillow. That neck pillow turns into a giant bubble. I'm not going to say the science is sound. I'm going to say 20% of the time it probably will decapitate you.
Well, yeah.
Like,
If that becomes necessary on airlines, I'm never flying again.
yeah. Like, you may get decapitated if the plane crashes, but in the event that the bubble doesn't decapitate you, you'll just bounce around in a bubble. It's like one of those hamster wheels in the water, even. You can get in it, you can land in the water, and then just all of a sudden out of the plane, you just get boop, 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 boop. These little bubbles with people. Occasionally, one of them may be decapitated. The science, again, probably is not safe. I'm just assuming
like-
scientists aren't going to nail it first
Just to
try.
clarify, though, there is science.
There's
about-
science involved in this.
Okay.
I'm just assuming it's not going to be perfect. So,
Oh, still Dusty. I hate to fucking fact check you on this one, but when I think about it, the very first person to figure out like a concept of this was Indiana Jones in the last arc, or no, like the fucking the Doom Temple one, where like he went out of the plane with his comrades in a fucking inflatable raft.
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, so the science is sound.
yeah, exactly.
Is that
course.
that's you just backed my theory up 100%. The science is sound. People are just
Yeah.
slacking.
Oh, you're right.
If
Fucking
Indy can do it, it's real.
absolutely.
Not counting
Indiana
anything
Jones.
that happened in the Crystal Skull
I was
one.
going to say the refrigerator and the nuke.
Yeah, we're not counting that movie. That one doesn't exist. I count that as a parody of Indiana Jones. It's just a horrible parody.
Indiana Jones and
Yeah.
Well, it might have like been like tax season
Indiana
or something.
Jones
You
and
know,
the
like people have some
Shia
bills to
LaBeouf.
pay. And, well, did you guys like hear about like a Indy 5 coming out?
oh yeah, vaguely. It's still gonna have Harrison Ford, right?
Well, there's no way it can't. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
I also heard that what was it, like a no shit. I'm thinking about like a fucking Mad Max. Indy Jones like 5 is coming out, and it.
Oh, it has fucking Tom Hardy.
I
No,
wish I would be in for that. It's got a hard R rating in Tom Hardy.
A hard R rating.
A hard R. Tom Hardy's going to be decapitating people.
Shit, like hard R. Hodor. Like, do you think there's a correlation there? Like the Game of Thrones? Like Hodor is just trying to say like hard R. Like,
hard R. That's because he's got that big old donk. Oh, wait. Where is it?
Gee. I think there's a womp somewhere.
Oh, yeah, that was a womp I could have done, but I chose the drums, goddammit. The drums make it a joke.
A bad joke.
See? Yeah.
Hip firing those sound effects.
Yeah.
This is how I get put in my corner on the podcast. I can't reach the soundboard from here. Well, either which way, it's like me being like a nicotine addict. I'm thinking like a short break, and we'll pop right back.
Yeah. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's too poignant. Go ahead and start over there with what you were just saying.
There's a quick digression. I was reading the other day about a Wikipedia article about Turnspit dogs, which apparently back in the Middle Ages, like through the mid 1700s, were a specific breed of dog that were used in kitchens to run in wheels like a hamster to turn a spit, or just like generally power things.
Were they out of like young kids, like around the age of like 6 or 7?
Yeah, that improves kitchen morale, guaranteed. Having a couple kitchen dogs. It's like,
it was always a couple. They would do them in shifts.
Yeah.
Like they were always buddies.
Yeah, they're buddies. They got their own pal thing going on over there. You're on every cook, every time they got a minute, they're like, I'm going to go feed the fucking kitchen dog a piece of bacon. So the dog's living large too. Yeah.
Being the most fit dog ever.
Yeah.
And for the folks that don't know out there, our unofficial guest and like a professional foot warmer is named Ghostface Killer.
Ghostface Killer.
He's about to have a new job.
Also known as Princess Ghostface. Two very contradicting names. He's a very contradicting dog.
Well, he answers to both.
Yeah.
Anyway, and that's why I brought up the Turnspit dogs. So they also have a big historical precedent for being brought into church as foot warmers.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
The dog made me think.
Yeah,
fucking.
He is a big part of Howley Boys. He is our professional grade foot warmer, especially when it's cold in here. Yeah, he'll come in whenever we're back here working, editing, writing, anything we're doing, and fucking just drape himself right across the feet. It's like, oh yeah, this is fucking awesome.
And he plays his part.
Yeah, he thinks of it as a job too. I feel like.
Well, for sure.
Sometimes he'll get up and he doesn't even look like he's happy to come back here and do it. He's just like, "Yo, well, you're working, I gotta work."
And you said he was a mutt. Maybe he has some Turnspit dog in him.
Yes, yeah. Actually, that could be it. He's got some Turnspit dog in him.
Now, going back, like the whole like going to church and having like professional dog warmers in the pews or whatever, what time of decades was that? Like what era were we talking about here?
So, if I recall correctly, they were used a lot through like the early 1600s through about the mid 1700s.
Okay,
yeah, that sounds pretty awesome, though.
So, like Three Dog Night came from that one because like people were sleeping underneath the pews, like trying to listen to somebody shouting at them. And you had 3 dogs to keep you warm while you're trying to sleep
and to comfort you from the wrath of Christ.
Yeah. Oh, he is so wrathful sometimes.
No, on like those lines though, like I had to like go to church a lot as a young kid, and I kicked myself in the fucking ass every day about thinking about all I had to do is like crawl underneath the pews and like work on artwork, like just like make like fucking cartoons, illustrations, like if I could just cleverly sneak away from any family members and like just crawl underneath the pew and like hang out and like draw, I would have been a lot farther today.
Like if I could just be at church without being at church.
Yeah, I mean that's also that's a good way you could look at anything though. Like, if I had not spent this time that I spent when I was young and I had spent it developing a skill
like drawing cartoons under the pews.
Exactly. Like I've got a million of those,
Yeah, I mean,
if I hadn't tried to kiss so many girls, I probably could have become a millionaire.
Yeah, well, now we know.
I mean, actually, the science. It's funny how hindsight works too, because it's like that logic of like, I could have started when I was a kid and just focused strictly on business and become a millionaire. Or I could have dicked around, done absolutely nothing, spent 2 unemployment checks on a Robinhood account back in February, bought some GameStop, and I could be a billionaire.
God damn it.
I could literally have done everything exactly the same until fucking 3 months ago.
What,
Jeez.
until Dogecoin? Is that
Dogecoin,
like-
yeah. Gotta cash in that dog coin, bro. It's funny too, because what is it? Doggy coin. But I thought it was Dogecoin too. And I bought a bunch of it when I saw it. I was like, that sounds fancy.
Is it doggy coin?
It's Doggy coin.
Oh.
They even got a picture of a dog.
Yeah,
it's-
it's Shiba Inu.
Yeah. Or maybe it is Doge. Maybe it is.
I think it's pronounced Doge, like like the Italian leader, Doge.
I was thinking
Okay.
Australia, like a fucking. If this account started in Australia, I could see Doge.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's
But-
also just like a meme.
Yeah.
Shiba Inus are referred to as Doges online.
Actually, that's a good point. Yeah. I thought it was Doggy. But that was after I thought it was Doge. So yeah, technically, first me was right. It was second me who was an idiot.
Always trust your gut.
Yeah. And then third me, who was even more of an idiot because he sold a bunch of it like a couple months ago.
I don't know about like a trust in
Like,
the
I
gut.
could make
Conrad.
$100. Wake up yesterday, like, I could have made $1 million.
Shit, hindsight's.
Hindsight.
But like trust in the gut, Conrad. Like I think John Cusack said it best in that movie, High Fidelity. Like, try to trust my guts, but my guts have shit for brains.
Oh, I'll give you a. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I apologize.
I
Jeff.
doubt
I
that.
apologize.
I doubt
that was
that.
supposed to be a drum beat.
In the same way, like I try to talk to like my managers or bosses, and it's like, well, it's nice to be exploited. I mean, needed. I said needed. It's nice to be
Yeah.
needed.
What do you want to be when you grow up? I don't know, like happy? No, I mean, like, how do you want to sell your labor?
Seriously.
See, that's the thing is I was a smart kid. You could go back to 2nd grade, Dusty, and it says, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I say, a cog in the system. Yeah. A meaningless piece of nothing in an ever-grinding system that destroys all of us by our 40s.
Right, and then they bump you up to AP for it.
They're like, hey, this kid's fucking smart.
He knows where he's going.
They bump you up to AP, or they make you sit around all the other kids that smoke weed. Like, this kid's smart. Put him in the stoner group. We need to dumb that fucker down. No, that's not true. I had stupid aspirations as a kid. And I only say that because I wouldn't think of any like child's dream as a stupid aspiration. But like I had a period where I wanted to be president just because it seemed cool. And I think that was the biggest thing. And the reason why I say it was a stupid, foolish dream is because the second I realized anything about the president, I was like, that's fucking retarded. I never want to do that. Yeah. Like,
So let me guess. You're
sure,
voting
let
for The
someone
Rock.
else do that, but I'll vote Rock, man. But, on that same note, I'm coming out to publicly announce I'm running in 2024. Yeah. Probably running from the cops because I've robbed a liquor store after 4 years of unemployment. No, that wouldn't happen. I've got a limp from the leg thing. I would be limping from the cops. Hobbling away.
Shaking your cane merrily at
Shaking
them.
my cane. You stop it. I
6
need
feet,
this.
motherfucker.
6
6 feet.
I still haven't got my vaccine.
I don't know, like you versus The Rock in 2024.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, wait, no, in a presidential. Yeah, okay. Oh, I see.
Um,
I thought you were talking about me wrestling him. I was
Yeah,
like, I don't
it's
know
a
if I
race
can
or a
get well
bout.
enough for that, man. Are we going to do both, a race and a bout?
It's The Rock, bud.
Yeah.
He's gonna win both.
Oh, a
Well-
cook-off. We should do a cook-off. I can beat him in that.
Okay.
See, yeah, I got him at a
This is a
cook-off.
start. This is a start.
But if it's 2 out of 3 competitions and it's a election and a wrestling bout and then a cook-off, I'm probably gonna lose all 3 if we go in that order because I'll be dead by the cook-off.
Shank of Dusty's calf.
Yeah, exactly.
Also Buka style. Nah, like I think you can give like The Rock a run for his money. And trust me, I don't like particularly talking either politics or religion, but we've gone both there. So I mean,
All I need to do is get good enough that I can come out of it as The Rock's running mate. Yeah. Because I don't want to be president, but I would be VP to The Rock because no one's going to kill the fucking Rock.
oh, how about like
It'd be like someone shot him twice and both of
And
the
they're in the-
bullets
and they're in the
crumpled.
hospital.
And they're in the hospital. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's
He is uninjured, surprisingly. His pec blocked a bullet. His other pec shot the bullet back.
jeez.
It reflected right off of his nip.
Now in my head, like I'm visualizing The Rock, like he's got you like on the canvas in the squared circle, you know, and like you're down, like you got nothing left, and like makes like the people's elbow like fucking like gesture, you know, and then he decides not to do the people's elbow on you, but helps you up, and that's how you and him become like our running mates.
That's how we become running mates. I would be interested in that. Rock, call me. I know you're listening. I know you love what we're doing. Yeah.
And on that same note, like Sean Evans, we were talking about like being a connoisseur of chicken wings earlier in the conversation, and I think I'd like to have you on the whole episode too, if you just want to chime in.
Yeah. Yeah. Just chime in. You know, I'm not as confident we got Sean Evans listening. But
He's got a-
The Rock, you should tell Sean Evans to check out this episode.
Just tap that guy on the shoulder, you know,
If not, Keanu, you give him a call because we know you're listening.
for sure.
Just work it up the line.
Work it up the line. Yeah. We get all kinds of people listening to the show, and it interests me sometimes because you know, some of them are robots, but they use names that are really, really make you interested. Like when Carrie Underwood 319 hit me up the other day, was like, "Love the podcast." I was like, "What? Promote it here." Like, oh, Carrie Underwood 319.
Wasn't it like that the day she passed away, March 19th?
Did she pass
I
away?
think Carrie Underwood's dead.
Yeah. I don't think he. I think.
Oh, I'm thinking Carrie Fisher. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Shit, didn't mean like go all summer on you guys.
Yeah, man, you had me scared. Like, did Carrie Underwood reach out to our podcast from beyond the grave?
Posthumanous.
Yeah, it's like that's like that old movie with one of the Quaid guys about the frequencies.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Frequency. It's
Okay, when you said one of the Quaid guys.
one of the Quaid guys.
What, Dennis?
Dennis.
That's what
Yeah.
a Quaid guy I
Dennis
know.
or Randy, one of the two.
Yeah, I like to imagine a serious movie with Randy Quaid in it.
I was thinking like maybe like they should like really like launch Inner Space with not like the OG's Rick Moranis, but instead of like a Dennis Quaid, we have Randy Quaid.
I think Randy Quaid should be in more serious roles.
Yeah.
But he should still be the same character he is in National Lampoons.
Yep, I can see that rocking and rolling.
That's just a belief I have in life.
So if Randy Quaid, if you're listening, we've got some ideas. Sit down in our writer's room. We got a spot for you.
I gotta confess, I don't know who the hell that is.
Okay. I can start listing some. Let's see. Randy Quaid, National Lampoons,
Christmas Vacation.
vacations,
Like
Christmas or Vegas.
So like that entire like era and genre of movies that I never watched.
oh shit.
I'm guessing.
Okay. Independence Day.
Mm.
Oh shit.
Um,
Oh yeah. I guess if you skip that whole If you, it is easy enough to have skipped like 5 years of movie making and to have skipped Randy Quaid's entire career. Oh shit!
Well,
Yeah,
fuck.
I guess
Being a child of the '90s, I don't feel that bad.
No, neither should you. I mean,
yeah.
it's just making me feel like pretty fucking dated right now.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. I mean,
Well, I mean, not thinking about it though. I grew up in the '90s, and Randy Quaid was all up in that shit. Well, I guess no.
Well, I grew up in the 2000s.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah. You
90s.
said child of the '90s. Yeah. I was in my childhood in the '90s. That's different.
yeah, it surely is.
Yeah. I was 8 when that came out. That's different than not being born.
Oh man, like feeling dated though. Like I was trying to like talk with some coworkers. I think it was yesterday about speak and spell. I mean, are you guys familiar with this whole like speak and spell thing?
Yeah.
It took me a few tries to talk to like a few people before anyone knew what the fuck I was talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, there was like some stupid banjo fucking music going on the goddamn fucking whole restaurant, like fucking music thing. Yeah, but it's like a that neo folkish, like a happy like bluegrass like bullshit that we hear all the time here in Colorado. You know.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you guys know
Like
exactly what.
Newgrass.
Like whatever the fuck they want to call themselves. You know.
It would be funny though to just to fuck with the staff, just have the music set to automatically switch to the fucking dueling banjo song from Deliverance
Jeez.
on a loop for the entirety of the rush. Everyone just, what the fuck?
No one has
I
time
can't
to
change it. I can't change it. It's just locked out. You have an internal lock just set to play it for an hour every day.
Well,
Quit that
that's
job.
yeah, like that's no fun.
Yeah.
It's like all right, I'll start like my first bartending career on karaoke night.
Yeah.
Jesus. But like when it comes back to like that banjo noise that like the people make that people actually enjoy, which one of my servers said like, well, I actually kind of like the banjo, you know. But like I was trying to like, make a parody to it. Like, it sounds like a whole bus tub full of silverware that you throw down a concrete stairwell. Seriously.
The banjo does?
I don't know about that.
Damn.
Oh, you both had the same reaction that my server
stones.
did. You know, like my server's
That's
like
hard. That's a hard hit.
Yeah.
But it's just not. It's not. I don't think it's an accurate sound comparison. I guess that's where it gets me. Like I would say,
Oh, you're right. The silverware has a better like fucking key of whatever they're trying to stay in.
no. But I would say that a fucking bus tub full of loose silverware falling down. Did you say concrete or metal stairs?
No, a concrete stairwell.
A
like
concrete
you know
stairwell.
it's enclosed. You know it's gonna like a fucking reverberate
Yeah.
as it goes down
Right.
every single fucking stair.
That doesn't sound like a banjo at all, but it does sound like something that would accompany a banjo. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't be totally surprised. To see.
Oh, like with his left foot, he's doing this. Yeah.
Yeah. I would probably dig that song though. That's bluegrass people, get on it. I guess.
God, I'm gonna get some flack for this. Like the next time I leave my household, because I'll walk down the street and some motherfuckers gonna be like, "Yeah, I play the banjo. What? Can you?"
Just gonna follow you playing it.
Yeah, you're gonna get eyed by a dude in pants that cut off at his shins and flip flops playing a fucking banjo.
No, like that's amateur. What I would do if I was doing this to myself would be put it on the walk signal, like at 9th and like El Camino del Rio, like whatever like that big intersection is. And once I hit the walk sign, it just started playing a banjo at me. That would freak me the fuck out.
Blind people probably more than you.
I don't think they had the same irrational fear as the banjos.
I don't think so either. But it would be You know, that wouldn't be when the freak out came. It would be when they were very confused because the noises that it normally makes are
No, I
replaced with the
understood,
banjo. The freak out would be when the horns start honking.
That old familiar song.
Yeah.
Or would it be when they don't?
Or when they don't. Yeah.
You just hear like the windshield wipers.
I was reaching for a dun dun dun, but I don't have that button. I need to create a dun 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 button.
Yeah, as
for
Speak and Spell.
suspense.
Speak and Spell, the original soundboard.
The original soundboard. Yeah.
You ever wonder why you could change like a Siri's accent like when you talk to like your fucking phone, like, hey Siri this, hey Siri that. You could change your accent. It's all based upon the original fucking Speak and Spell.
How do you mean? Like it's the same voice actors?
Well,
I don't agree with you there.
no, okay. Not the same voice actors, Conrad. And as far as Dusty, like it's the original soundboard created for kids.
Oh
It's like-
yeah.
And so
Oh, my
eventually
nephew
they
used to have
evolved.
one. I think I had one.
Yeah, of course, you know.
Okay, well that's fair. That's like saying all computers came from the same, like,
Yeah.
Binary
or, like,
code?
transistor.
Yeah, it's the same binary code.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, transistor is like a physical, basically a
Right.
But
physical.
yeah,
Right.
everyone knows that
Yeah.
all computers came from Adam and Eve.
Well, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
So-
1 and
so
0.
the Garden
I'm
of
saying, so
Silicon.
I
and
can't
0.
doubt you, but it doesn't seem.
all computers came from 1 and 0 in the Garden
Yeah.
of Silicon Valley.
It just doesn't seem that remarkable to me. There's
Maybe
orders of
I didn't like
magnitudes and
sell it very well,
Yeah.
but you know.
Oh man, I used to love that fucking Betamax
bad.
had a talking moose that was basically like a speak and spell where you could type in shit and it would say it, and it just had a little moose that fucking would pop up and say it, but it said in a computer voice, and it was just the most generic, just like, "Hey, you go fuck yourself." But I would set timers and shit, and fucking leave messages like that, like "ha ha, fuck you," and fucking set it, and then go to work or fucking school or whatever I was doing then, and wait and have the timer set for right when I know someone's getting home. So someone would get home and the computer would power up right as they're walking by. I live with my sister, yeah, so it would probably be her. She'd come in and the computer would just, it's like, what the fuck? Then all of a sudden, like, ha ha, ha ha, fuck you. And it's a little talking moose.
Take off your shoes.
Yeah. Ha ha. But
No.
yeah, that's that's the evolution of Speak and Spell right there.
Well, did you
From
leave that at
transistors
your
to fuck
sister's
you.
house?
From transistors to fuck you, yeah.
And like, did you leave that at your sister's house? Because I've been living here for like a minute now, you know. And
Oh yeah, no, that was old. That was a old computer.
would you tell me if you didn't still have it in the house?
Yeah, no, I could make it regular. Now I could just like tell my phone to do it, or the computer. You know, I could just tell the computer out there, like, "Hey, computer, fire up and tell Jeff fuck you at 3 p.m. in a fucking Cockney accent." And computers are so sophisticated now; they don't need the talking moose with a robot voice. You know, they've got Siris. They've got all kinds of series from all over the world. A series of series.
Easy there, Hemingway.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, like, hey, how about like this, Conrad? Like, I know you're a very fucking literate person. What are your thoughts, like Ernest Hemingway?
What are my thoughts?
I mean, as far as like an kind of like a slipshod novelist, but an excellent poet, maybe. I don't know.
No, frankly, I think like semantically he was great, but like actually phonetically in terms of like constructing like prose, he was kind of bad at it, and like that ended up working for him. I get the sense that he was a better storyteller than he was a writer, if you had met him.
Okay, that's fucking solid. You know, I mean,
I can understand that.
yeah. I'll sit by you at the bar, but I won't buy a book.
Yeah. Well, no, I would still buy his book, and I have. But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, fair enough. makes it sound like you call him a proser.
Well, he's not a poet. I don't think he ever published a lick of poetry.
Maybe not specifically, but it could be interpreted as like later, like.
Okay, well, if we're gonna get into like postmodern literary interpretation, like,
Yeah.
I can say whatever the fuck I want. about
Welcome to the
him.
Chewed Up and Spit Out Postmodern Literary Interpretation Hour.
I'm still Jeff.
And I'm Ernest fucking Hemingway.
Oh man, those fucking guys. Like now thinking about like the writers of, we're talking early 2000s, you know, getting like maybe like the earlier generation, like the late 1900s in a sense, you know, like that crossover from basically 1890 to 1945, like post like Depression, Dust Bowl, shit like that.
Like just pre-Beatnik.
Yeah, exactly.
Pre-Beatnik. Yeah.
I mean, that like a crunch of time. Like if you imagine like living in like 1890 and like surviving to like 1945, what type of fucking world do you think you fucking were born to?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
if
a
you were
whole
born in
fucking-
1895, well, okay, it depends on where you were born.
Oh, there's that solid point. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
I was just confining my narrow mind to like the U.S. You know.
Oh, I don't know, I think it depends on who you were.
Yeah. A lot of it. A big fucking chunk of it really depends on who you were.
And where you're born.
It's like
All right.
who you were, and then like other stuff. It's just like just a tiny margin. It's like anything other than what you looked like when you were born.
But to kind of, I think I get what you're getting at. Like, well, I mean, that's what like we probably call the modernist era, right? And it's typically like characterized by like kind of bleakness, very like kind of scanty prose. It doesn't like you know, it was sort of the reaction of the romanticists.
All right, yeah,
feel
for
like,
sure.
yeah.
I got you on that one, Conrad. I'm just thinking like that particular period of time, like you have like the birth of the industrialized nation, you know, and so like you get like see like cars first invented and like people actually making like oil refineries and shit like that, you know.
2 fucking world wars.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, 2. Both of them. I guess 2 is what. Yeah, 2 is making it sound like there's more. Both of the world wars.
Well,
Also the greatest global depression in history.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I
I
The
think
discovery of nuclear power,
Yeah.
of relativity,
Yeah.
of quantum mechanics,
Yeah.
of computing.
The wild
Like,
fucking West.
What a time to be!
Yeah.
The Wild West finally frontiering in its own days.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a time!
yeah.
It must have sucked.
Yeah,
it was
must-
awful.
I mean, like, yeah, there was a ton of shit. Like, yeah, I've actually been looking into a lot of, especially that, like, I guess I'd say the 20 years surrounding the turn of the century, like 10 years on each side of 1900, and like different things that were happening and qualities of life and shit. And it's like, oh, there's so much shit where it's just like, oh, well, no, yeah, you stubbed your toe. Looks like we got to cut your leg off.
Oh, well, yeah, shit. Not even to bring up the medical aspect.
Yeah.
of that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get my saw ready. Here's some whiskey.
Yeah. Whiskey. Bite down on something strong. You'll need it.
I suggest your belt. It's soft leather.
Drink this snake oil. It's heroin, uranium juice.
Okay, well, that was the good part of it, I think.
Yeah, there we go. Be that traveling, peddling salesman
Oh,
myself, you know. I've got some cool stuff. I got some cooler stuff.
I got some shit
I've got
that'll
heroin.
fuck you up.
Exactly.
What exactly is it? So I took heroin. Oh, so you got heroin? No, no. It gets worse. I took heroin, and I added blood from a Chinaman. Whoa, dude, you shouldn't say that. And then I got some uranium and I shook it up with the Chinaman blood and the heroin. Yeah.
Just shaved off some skin from an albino.
Shaved off some albino skin, actual oil from a snake's glands. Yeah. I had a midget spit in there.
No shit. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's how I would sell the customers back in that day.
You had me at heroin.
Yeah, exactly. You had me at heroin.
Yeah, why use a longer fucking sentence when just one word, 2 syllables will do?
Yeah.
Maybe 3 syllables.
Some of those things are just silly too, because then they always have a final ingredient that is like they tried to pretty it up.
Love.
Yeah,
Or like a mother's care.
yeah, yeah. It'd be like mercury and then lavender. You're like, is that to counteract the smell of the mercury and uranium or the heroin?
Fucking Christ. Like, that's how it went. Like,
Yeah,
that period of time. Like, seriously, think about it. Like,
they were-
all this shit going on, like, to the left, to the right, from the bottom, off the top, you know, I mean, what's your day going to be like when you wake up?
yeah, yeah. Our old people have lived through some shit.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. I mean, we are as to people in 100 years as they are to us. You know, like, we're doing just as fucked up, sketchy things that we have no idea about right now, right? That people are going to look back and be like, what the actual fuck? Like, what are these people thinking?
Oh, I just see that fucking
These
portrait.
guys are sucking on iron sticks and putting radio wavers in their faces.
God, what's that old portrait, the man and woman from the farmhouse? I could just see them.
American Gothic.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Now, I could just see both those shaking their heads out of us. I mean,
Well, it's kind of like the stern look you get from Ben Franklin every time you open a $100 bill. He's just like judging you for how you're about to spend that shit.
And he
Oh,
should.
man.
90% of the time he should.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hardly ever that you're actually spending one. And it's something where it's like, I should do this. I mean, even if I'm not even talking like, the worst case, like illegal things. Like, there's a ton of times when most of the time that I've been spending $100 in cash, it's something I shouldn't have bought or didn't fucking need to buy. Like, I was walking through and I just had $100 bill in my
Right.
pocket, and that's why I purchased this giant fucking plush pony.
Yeah, like it's something you wouldn't buy unless you had $100.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. And Ben knows that. He knows that when he's looking at you.
oh, thinking about it, a bookstore would probably just do me solid like that, you know? I mean, I go through the fictional side of the bookstore or the non-fictional side, and all of a sudden I could see myself just dropping a fucking Benji on that shit, you know? I mean,
What about on a $100 book with a picture of Ben Franklin on it from the $100?
Depends on how he's dressed.
Yeah, I spent this on his judgment. I
On his-
wanted to follow me.
His only known centerfold.
Someone knows Centerfold. Also, yeah. Side note from this episode, we need to print a book that is all just pictures of judgmental Ben Franklin.
oh, jeez. All about the Benjis.
All about the Benjis. That's what the book's going to be called. No one steal it.
I can't wait to criticize his cravat.
Yeah. It's just all judgmental pictures. Like, look at it and be judged by Ben Franklin.
Dude, I'm okay with someone judging me if they're wearing a cravat. Now that Jeff brings it up.
Yeah. And that's, I think,
Cool.
tying it back in, I think that's what makes the difference with a sommelier. Yeah. If you walk up and you're just like, fuck you, you don't know shit about wine, they're like, shut up, guy. Put on a cravat and come back and you're like, fuck you, sir. You do not know a thing about good wine. They're like,
This
Can
is
I
like
pay
the
you
unstoppable
$100?
force and immovable object.
yeah.
Solomon, the guy with the cravat.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. That's actually a pretty good one there, Conrad. It goes back to the mass plus force equals inertia thing.
Physics, y'all.
Man, seriously, fucking that immovable object I could see being any Waitron with a cravat.
Waitron?
Yeah.
Waitron.
I'll call him a Waitron these days. You know.
Okay. No, I just thought that was a word that.
I think it was invented like in the late 80s.
Waitron. Yeah.
It's like the generic term for a waiter or waitress. You know,
It's
so
a-
you're
yeah.
not. Yeah,
It's
it's
a
Like I
new-
said, at this point, yeah, I still couldn't tell if you were kidding or not. Okay.
neither can I, Conrad. Every single fucking syllable that falls out of my mouth, I can't tell if I'm kidding or not.
It's a new comic book that Marvel came out with about a waiter robot from the future. Comes
Yay.
back to fight crime and serve tables.
Inspector Gadget makes like that guy off Futurama.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I didn't know we were talking about Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, they got Matthew Broderick in it. It's from the We'll Do Anything for Money series. Yeah.
Tax season is coming up, series.
Yeah, tons of people are coming up. Tons of good actors are in there just because they need a paycheck.
Sorry, Matthew Broderick. I do respect your work. I'm sorry for hearing this.
I
Some
do.
of it.
Yeah, well, you got me good like back in like the fucking 80s, you know.
Yeah.
Solid fucking fellow.
So choice.
I love some Ferris Bueller, but not my Godzilla.
And I don't want to blame Inspector Gadget on Matthew Broderick. I guess it's not really his fault that existed. Like,
That was a horrible movie, but it's totally okay because there's a better one in the works.
Oh, what do we
Yeah.
got?
There's going to be this hardcore take on it.
on
Yeah.
Inspector Gadget.
On Inspector Gadget, yeah.
Mature audiences only?
Yeah. It's called Officer Gadget. He's actually upgraded to a cop.
Oh, jeez.
We have a trailer somewhere. Dig it up.
All of his tools are guns.
All of his tools are guns. Well, also the thing that makes it so graphic is that he still feels pain.
But that's not fucking possible.
Oh, it is.
Not even like the T-1000 felt pain, and that was a robot.
Well, he's not fully a robot. He's Officer Gadget.
Yeah, but this
not
movie's
just
being made
Gadget
30
Gadget.
years later. The tech is
Yeah.
improved
Okay, so
massively.
we're talking like a Jean-Claude Van Damme style cyborg, like a intermesh, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
he recognizes pain, but doesn't feel pain. Is that the thing? I mean,
No, he feels pain.
well, I'll be the judge of that. Flick.
There's a lot of screaming. There's a lot of screaming when he does the Go-Go Gadget arms.
Just to be clear,
Let's
this
just
is
say
all
that.
still Matthew Broderick.
Oh yeah, hopefully. We're looking to cast Matthew Broderick. Matty B, if you're listening, hit me up, bro.
We're waiting.
Wait.
I don't know.
Also, don't turn this off because I called you Matty B.
And actually, another like Matty B waited to like hop on the podcast. Different Matty B, but he's actually a private investigator. You know, I mean, what the fuck?
Careful with that one.
I know.
Come on, just be prepared to ask us some questions. Where were you on this night? I don't know. Shit.
Investigating my privates. I don't know.
I don't know. Where was I?
You tell me.
You tell me. So I mean, honestly though, like I do feel like I live that kind of life where, like, especially if someone came with a specific date and it wasn't just like a gap of time, like, yeah, where were you on March 21st, 2017?
It's like fucking St. Patty's Day. I think.
I don't know.
You know.
That's pretty close.
Yeah.
Where were you? Yeah, what were you up to? I don't. I was probably not doing much.
You know,
I don't think I was doing anything eventful.
I'd bet you 2 nickels that on March 17th, whatever fucking year you're saying, I was drinking a Jaeger bomb.
I think I said 20.
So you're betting that it was
On
St.
March
Patrick's Day?
17th, I was
Or just that you were drinking a Jaeger bomb.
both.
Okay.
And
Jaeger bomb. Why not car bomb?
I thought they're the same thing.
Because those hurt people.
Oh, heard that. And you're probably right on the Irish car bomb thing. Like fucking. That's what I meant to say. However, I haven't had enough lately to articulate my speech.
Jaeger bomb.
Well, I'll look it up.
Fucking yeah.
March 21st, 2017.
17th. You said Dusty.
No,
March
I didn't.
17th.
I said 21st.
You said 17th.
He said March 21st, 2017.
That's a lie. Let's rewind it.
No, it's funny because people who are listening to this, I'm just kick it back a few seconds if you need peeps.
I'll look up both.
Yeah. But guaranteed on the 17th you were drinking, but I definitely didn't say the 17th because I knew where I would be the 17th or 18th.
Drinking?
Yeah, exactly. I'd be like probably drinking on the 17th, or if it was the 18th, probably drinking and celebrating my wife's birthday. Like,
Yeah.
her birthday's the day after. So it's like I was either drinking or drinking on either of those days, but that's why I picked a different. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, March 21st is International Day of Forests and World Poetry Day.
Oh,
It's also,
shit.
It's
I
also
do know
the
what
21st day of Lent.
You're in the forest reciting poetry to a tree.
I started a forest fire, guys. Oh my God. I see how they get you now. They just ask you about a date, and all of a sudden you're a criminal.
Like, oh, yeah, that one time.
Yeah. Disclaimer: Dusty did not actually ever start a forest fire.
Nor would he admit to it.
Nor would he admit to it.
Fucking good times.
No, I love the forest. I do, though.
Oh, yeah. March 17, 2017 was St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
That said, I'm pretty sure you did say the 21st.
Yeah, I did say the 21st.
But you still knew it was the 17th, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, I think it's always the 17th, isn't it?
I don't know.
I don't. Yeah.
Sure
it's not,
fucking
yeah,
is.
It's not one of those like. It's not like Easter where it's like the first whatever day of fucking. Yeah.
Yeah. It's how I close on my birthday, being like on the 11th or whatever, you know? I mean,
because it's in
I'll close
between.
out St. Patty's.
Yeah. St. Patty's and Kim's birthday. It's a rough. That's a rough week for us. I picked the wrong month anyway. I mean, an easier month would have been like October fucking 14th. You know, where was I on that day? I don't even know what you're talking about, officer.
But I'll tell you a story.
Oh, are you an alien? What is that day?
Imagine like if officers used different intoxication tests like that, like to where they just fucking make up like months and like, fucking
that would
weeks.
be beautiful. Sir, you need to tell me where you were October 14th. What? What?
December, March,
December-
April-ish on fucking. I mean, like, I don't know even how like to respond to like if they start talking to me like that, like I'll talk right back to them, and it's gonna go nowhere. But this whole conversation, I don't think would have gone anywhere to begin with. I mean,
Has it actually gone somewhere?
Or are we still in the same place? Bum, bum, bum. See, I need
Jesus.
that button.
Matthew Broderick, the star of our new Has It Gone Somewhere sci-fi series.
Matthew Broderick, where were you on March 27th?
Where were you on October 14th, huh? Or January 9th and 10th?
One simple question.
One simple question, sir. Why Godzilla?
Oh, man. I thought we had like a pretty solid chance of it getting back to us till you said that one, Just Dusty.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think he'll still get in touch with us.
Oh, probably like in team with Bobby Flay. Like,
Oh, no, Bobby Flay's going to get in touch with us eventually.
Yeah, probably go with Matthew Broderick as his sous chef.
Well, for sure. I mean, I'm assuming that like in my fantasies, they'll call us up and it'll be like a cook-off that we'll talk about on the podcast. But in reality, it'll probably be like they call us up and they're like, cease and desist. Hey, Bobby fucking Flay.
Wait, is this the same cook-off you're doing with The Rock?
Oh no, but we can all smell what's cooking. Yeah. The cook-off with The Rock is strictly for election purposes. You can't expect The Rock's like Santa Claus. You can't
He
expect
doesn't
him to show
exist.
up twice in a year, and he probably doesn't exist. He's that amazing. He's gonna become a folk hero. I guarantee. Like, you give it 1,000 years after The Rock died, and they're like, there was a man who was covered in tattoos, who was in all the movies. They say anytime a movie would fail, this fela'd come in and he'd make it right.
And just to be clear, this southern guy is the same as the sommelier, right?
Yeah, that's the sommelier, but he's 90 now, and he's telling kids a story in a dystopian future, leaving things open for a sequel.
I worry about like the piece of meat that The Rock is going to tenderize with his people's elbows while beating you in the cook-off, you know? And that's on his way to the White House. You realize, like, only you are standing between The Rock and the White House, Dusty.
I didn't know how that happened. I will gladly move aside, but I will still jump and try to grab his curtails.
Oh, let me read this.
I'll ride it. Look at me, I'm stuffing the Rock's curtails.
Foresters. Well,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's been a fun ride, guys. I think we've had a good time here.
yeah, been a good chat.
Been a good chat.
I vote for at least a nicotine break, and I don't know. I don't. Actually, I should fucking go to bed. I got to wake up early. Whatever.
Yeah. Time is of the time.
Scarcely,
I got nothing.
scarcely essence.
The time is scarcely essence. Put that in your pipes and smoke them.
I think I might. All right, good times, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thanks
Have
for
a
having
good
me.
night. Yeah. Great
Yeah,
having you,
Conrad.
Conrad. Awesome having you. Hope to have you back in the future.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah. You're always a welcome guest. Great guest. Great time.
Appreciate it. Hell yeah.
Maybe next time we'll talk about food. I don't know.
I know we didn't
Whatever.
get into much food. Before we go, I actually did have a question that I came up with way earlier, and I totally forgot about it until this very moment.
Let it be known.
But for you, Conrad, say you can go back in time, right? And there's you can have any animal from the dinosaur ages
Okay.
to cook
To cook.
and eat. Which one are you gonna choose?
They probably all taste like chicken.
I mean, I would certainly
wouldn't
almost
know.
certainly pick a sea creature.
A sea creature?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe I don't know, like one of those big ass giant squid.
Oh,
Big ass giant squid. Just like make righteous calamari.
calamari. Yeah.
Calamari grandes.
One ring of calamari feeds 30 people.
And can house it at the same time.
Yeah. We live in its skull and we eat of its flesh every night. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a
about that
good one. This is a giant, gigantic giant squid. That's a good one.
Fuck, you got me like stumped there.
What
like,
do you got, Jeff?
Well, I was thinking like the sea creatures, you know, they would be like the ones like the big fins that kind of resemble the Loch Ness monster.
Leopleurodons?
I thought it was like a platyperodons, or it was like in like the triple like quadruple syllables with a couple P's in it, and like an S.
I get
you know, papillorodons or yeah. Just think like 3 P's, 4 syllables, a couple S's, and you'll get it, you know. But like they had like a fins like on the front and like almost like a huge like fucking tail on the end, you know.
Okay.
So they're an oddball creature. It seemed like the forerunners towards like walruses, I think, you know. I mean, they're like the same like movement throughout water that walruses do.
Walruses are like they're still mammals. They're just like reverted in terms of evolution.
Exactly. And I think they had some fucking idiot like inbred fucking ancestors, which I'm thinking about, like with the fucking front fins and like the back fucking tail, you know.
Okay.
I'm just thinking like a really high fat content on that whole shit, you know, and you could render shit down. You could probably use like the seal skin, as I'll call it, you know, to
The walrus.
Yeah, you know. We're going back to like the triple piece, like 4S's fucking 18-syllable word, you know, like the platypus.
Pilapatosaurus.
You know, like that one, you know.
Papalaposaurus.
All right, that's my go. What about yours, Still Dusty?
So for me, I'm gonna have to say this definitely. I would eat the fruit of the Garden of Eden because dinosaurs were put here to test us. Evolution is a lie. The world is 3,000 years old. Good night, folks.
So you're saying you're chewing on a fig?
No,
You're just chewing on a fig.
I would definitely want to eat. Fuck. No, that's too late.
KFC.
Yeah, I would want to eat KFC. No, I would want. What were they called? The fucking
Denny's.
yeah. I would want to eat. God damn it! You know what? I can't think of one, so I'm just gonna go with.
Can you describe it?
Happy.
The duck-billed fucker.
Donald?
Donald Duck, yeah. A Donald Duck dinosaur. Never wore pants,
Oh.
that fucker.
Actually,
Plesiosaur, I think, right?
I'm picking up what you're laying down.
I'll go with a plesiosaur. Why not? I'd eat a fucking plesiosaur. I bet it tastes like duck.
Like, oh yeah.
Plesius, or like a Pley, and then like it goes on like the other fucking letters after that. I think like plesiosaur, or is it like the Plei fucking a bunch of other letters?
You're looking to me for this one, man. You need to look the goddamn spell check. You want to know what plesiosaur sounds like.
Heard that.
I'm not a wordonometer.
Well, Uncle Google and I will make friends later.
Yeah.
Uncle Google.
Uncle Google.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He's way cooler than Auntie Yahoo.
Where's there a fucking button on that one?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
Well, fucking good times, everybody.
good times. That was fun. I feel like that was a great time. Yeah. Again, great having you, Conrad.
Yeah. Good to be here.
Yeah. I hope you folks enjoyed it. Bye.
Laters.